The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? All right, so for those who have not heard yet, Eminem has released his new single. It's called Walk on Water, and it's featuring an artist you might have heard of. Her name goes by Beyonce Knows, right? With that being said, I listened to the record just briefly here. I thought Beyonce had a powerful chorus, but I didn't feel like Eminem's verses 100% stayed on topic, all right? So I'll give Eminem a B for bars at best. There are spots where I really love. Then there are other spots where I'm just kind of lost, thinking, I don't get what Em was trying to do there. But nevertheless, probably going to be a huge record because you got two of the biggest stars in music, Eminem and Beyonce, on the same record. We'll talk more Beyonce in a second. So Eminem did a podcast. He actually did Malcolm Gladwell's podcast. Him and Rick Rubin kicked the podcast off. Rick Rubin co-produced, this record, Walk on Water, with Eminem. And Eminem was on the podcast as well. And they talked about everything. Now, it never came out of Eminem's mouth that he's frustrated with mumble rap, but Rick Rubin, who was there producing the record with Eminem, played the hook for Eminem before Beyonce was even on it, right? Rick Rubin said he could tell that Eminem was vividly upset with the state of rap, with mumble rap, how Eminem's kind of one of these people who's giving rap his everything. He's grew up listening to guys like Pac, Rakim, Hove, all these legends, and he knows the work that they put in. And M's kind of at that point where he's like, yo, all that hard work, and it feels like we're going to be forgotten by a bunch of mumble rappers, right? So Rick Rubin said Eminem was frustrated in the studio, and the whole record was about him being sick of mumble rappers. That didn't make a lot of sense to me, because I thought the record was more or less about knowing you ain't Jesus, knowing you're only human, convincing people that, man, my ish stinks too. I got problems just like you got problems. I make mistakes. My mistakes just happen in front of millions of people, right? That's what I thought the record was about. I didn't think that would be the record that will address, or that would be the record where Eminem was thinking about mumble rapping. It's not in the context of the lyrics. Again, maybe Rick Rubin overspoke. Maybe it'll be on other records on this album that's entitled Revival that we believe we're getting probably any day now, right? Probably any day now. I'm thinking Revival. Maybe he'll do something around in December, around Christmas. I don't know. We're going to get that album soon. But with that being said, I kind of see spots where I really like the record, but then at the same time, I want to fill in Eminem's verses. And I don't get this whole mumble rap thing because, keep it a G with you, I'm from down south, right? We love, generally speaking, I don't speak for everybody. Let me make that clear. I do not speak for everybody. Generally speaking, down south, we rock with Eminem. We respect Eminem. But is he on the pedestal down south that a lot of people out east have him, a lot of people out in New York have him on? I don't think so. I don't think, like, if you had to ask a person down south right now, generally speaking, who you rocking with tougher, Jeezy or Eminem, I'm pretty sure they're going to say Jeezy, right? If you had to ask a person whose catalog is better than him, who's in your top 5, T.I. or Eminem down south, I'm pretty sure they're going to say T.I. I'm just like 85% sure that these are going to be some of the answers. I'll take it a step further. Down south, when you start to ask people about the Project Pats and 3-6 Mafias, and I mean some of the iconic Atlanta artists that we've seen over the years, I'm not gonna lie, some of these guys will get picked over Eminem in the down south person's list. Again, you won't hear that in New York, and you won't hear that in Detroit. Obviously, you won't hear that probably anywhere outside of the South. Eminem has a huge fan base all over. I'm just speaking for down south. Again, I don't speak for everyone. I'm just generally speaking. And we like Eminem, but the mumble rap thing always confuses me because I don't think he's the guy to discuss how frustrated he is with mumble rap. Because though Eminem is as lyrically gifted as I've ever seen, right? I'm talking about just gifted. Lyrically, Eminem's in the top, to me, top 3. As lyrically gifted we've ever seen anybody, right? There's a lot of records from Eminem that didn't make sense, that were purposeless, that just were fun records, right? And a lot of people consider mumble rap to fun. So I'm just saying, Eminem, yes, you can get, when you get busy, you get busy. But there are a lot of records with the what is it, the D12 or whatever. There are a lot of records I can go back and hear Eminem and be like, yo, this is just fun. This is not too serious. And I think mumble rap is not a serious genre where you got a lot of artists who are feeding families, and they're not the most conscious in rap. And I don't think that's affecting the rap top 5, top 10. Those guys are still the top 5, top 10, the Big Seans, the Kendricks, the Coles. Heck, I'll even throw Drake in. Like, those guys are still the top 4, top 5 in the game. I don't think we consider the Yachties or whoever you got, the Futures, whoever you might bring up as top 5. I don't consider Future a top 5 rapper. He could be as hot as ever. I don't consider him top 5. So I kind of didn't understand M there, because I've heard M do some fun stuff in the past as well. But reportedly, Eminem was so frustrated about the state of rap and how mumble rap is taking over in his head that him and Rick Rubin reached out to Beyonce and Jay. They took those vocals and they asked Beyonce to do a verse on them. Now, I'm getting a report that Jay had to convince Beyonce to do it, because Eminem approach was to Jay, not Beyonce. It was, yo, Jay, you gotta feel what I think about, or you gotta feel how I think about mumble rapping, and you gotta feel this chorus when I'm saying I walk on water, but I ain't no Jesus, only when it freezes. You know what I mean? You gotta feel that if nobody else. And apparently Jay really felt it. He really liked it. He convinced his wife, Beyonce, to hop on the record, and that's how the record came about. I would love to know what you guys think about the record in the comment section. And what do you guys think about Eminem being frustrated with mumble rap? I think I would personally rather that come from Jay-Z than I would Eminem. Or are there other artists? I think one day I'd rather that come from Kendrick. Some guys that I just know have always stuck to being serious on verses for the most part. M's had a lot of fun on records. I don't know if I want to hear that from him. Talk to me, comment box below, and tell me what y'all think about the record again. I really like the chorus. I like a little bit of M's verses. Don't love them. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I don't believe it'll be bigger than what's that record where Rihanna and Eminem had? His lead single on his last album. Just gonna stand there and watch me ride. But that's alright, because I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie. I don't think it's gonna be as big as that record. But again, Eminem and Beyonce on the record, it's going to hit the charts, people, and it's going to be there for a while. Talk to me, comment box below. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on itsmrtaliaferro.com, shawty.